again. I'm Chelsea.
I'm Yell.
Welcome to Streaming Wars Streaming Roundup, the mini version of our show that focuses only on this week's streaming news here on that hashtag show. And boy, do we have a week of news for you guys. Let's start it off with like new programming, which this first show, Emily in Paris, I'm super excited to talk about.
Yeah, me too. This is a new project from Darren Star. It is about a young American named Emily in her 20s who gets her dream job in Paris. And then, you know, sexy fun ensues.
Definitely. So it's about her love affair with Paris, with the culture, with the people, with the language, with the food. Like, I honestly want to move to Paris now. And the fashion, oh my God, of course you can't have a show in Paris and not have amazing fashion. And they even grabbed Darren Star, if you didn't know, is the creator of Sex and the City and Younger. And some of the team that behind the amazing fashion of Sex and the City brought that to Emily in Paris. So like, if you enjoyed watching what Carrie and Samantha and Miranda were wearing, you're gonna love this show. But we're definitely, I don't know about you, Yale, I'm seeing a pattern in Darren Star's abilities, what he crafts, and it's not a bad thing, but it's definitely, if you've liked any of the shows he's done before, this is gonna be right up your alley.
Yeah, I definitely have noticed some trends. I think Darren Star has a comfort zone. I will say it seems surprising to me to have a show in 2020 that is this white and this skinny, and just something to keep in mind when you sit down to watch it.
I did appreciate that there's some delightful characters in this show. Like, obviously, Gabrielle is just amazing eye candy. Luca Bravo, that's actually his name. His last name is Bravo. Bravo! I was like, but then my favorite character is Julian.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I like that workplace dynamic that she has with her coworker of how like they both kind of make fun of each other and they love each other for it and they're endeared to each other as a result. I don't know. There's a lot to unpack in this show. There's a lot to love. The characters are well developed, and I definitely recommend. The entire first season is now available on Netflix. So go watch it, and when you're done watching, if you haven't had enough, Paley Fest just dropped their fall TV programming, which is a series of virtual panels because we can't be in person this year. And they have an Emily in Paris panel that has Luca on it. It's got Ashley Park, who plays Mindy, Lily Collins, who plays Emily, and Darren Star himself. And it's a great conversation about this show. And otherwise, just go and enjoy some other Paley Fest content. They've got great panels from Marvel 616 and Clouds on Disney Plus and Monsterland on Hulu and Alex Rider from IMDb TV.
Oh. Well, there's other stuff out as well. We got to talk about the Glorias, which is on Amazon Prime Video. This is the story of Gloria Steinem, told at different ages by a slew of amazing actresses. It's
and based on her memoir, her book that Gloria actually put out.
Yes, she was involved in this, which was nice. Unlike Mrs. America on FX.
On Hulu.
Yes, which she was not involved in. But I will say, if you watched Mrs. America and now you get to see the Glorias, you get a better understanding of who Gloria is. I really enjoyed learning her life story. I think that's so fascinating. Yeah. I will say this movie's long, and not just is long, feels long.
Yes. It is long. It feels long. It's also directed by Julie Taymor, who I love from Across the Universe and as the director of Broadway's The Lion King. But there's some very classic Julie directing here that feels out of place, if you know what I mean. And also I thought it was a really strange choice that while we're telling Gloria's story through the ages, there's young Gloria, there's teen Gloria, there's, you know, powerful woman warrior, you know, and like all of that stuff. The timeline doesn't start from the beginning and go to the end. It's like beginning, middle, end, beginning, like just starts jumping everywhere for the first half of this very long movie. And then all of a sudden just picks an age and then just moves forward from that point. I was very confused by that. Like, other than learning about this amazing woman, and it's a great story, and there's a great cast, Bette Midler and Janelle Monáe, you know, like, I just was like, what are you doing with the timeline?
Yeah, there's a lot to love about it. There's also a lot to criticize about it. That said, I think Gloria Steinem's a very important woman in our modern history, and that it would behoove everyone to watch this.
Absolutely agreed. And if you've had enough with the world right now, everything just seems stressful and anxiety ridden. We've got some chilled out moments to bring you guys through a couple of new series. First, if you've got HBO Max, let's talk about The World of Calm. Brand new series just came out on Thursday. This is brought to us by the Calm app itself. Some of you might have this on your phone. And it's a new visual representation done through a television series. I believe there's 8 or maybe 10 episodes. I don't remember exactly, but each episode has a different theme and a different narrator. And the narrators are incredible. You've got Keanu Reeves and Lucy Liu and Nicole Kidman and Zoe Kravitz and Idris Elba. And then the themes. This isn't a show that you need to watch every episode. The point of this is when you need a chilled out moment, when you need to find that serenity. So if the glass making episode is something that triggers you, don't watch the one about glass making. You know, just there's one about space that has visuals provided by NASA. If that's something that you're passionate about, go watch that and zen out. Personally, for me, the snowfall episode, I have no idea what the narrator even said. I was just mesmerized by the snow.
Similarly, I would say, if you're interested in the world, we want to talk about Tiny World. This is a new show on Apple TV Plus. I keep forgetting who has an extra word before their plus. And Tiny World brings us tiny creatures, which, if you're anything like me, I love tiny creatures. I love little fluffy creatures. And this world, this show gives you that world from a wonderful perspective by someone who knows the tiny world well, Ant-Man himself, Paul Rudd.
Yes, and it's very fascinatingly done, because they could have chosen to focus on a specific tiny creature in every episode, but instead they're focusing on different terrains. So there's a woodlands terrain, there's a garden terrain, there's a savanna episode, you know? And then it's all of the tiny creatures you'll find within it. And they definitely knew what they were doing by having Paul Rudd in there. This was a deliberate tongue-in-cheek moment, because even in the Savannah episode, when they finally mention ants, the music suddenly changes and feels very similar to the Ant-Man theme.
It's a really, really fun show. If you are a nature lover, if you like watching shows like Planet Earth, or there's like Blue Planet, I believe is another one. This is a show for you. If you like those nature shows, this is one you're going to love.
Cinematography was breathtaking. I have no idea how they were able to get into some of these places and capture these creatures in their natural environment and with such clarity. So definitely that was something else that really kind of brought some calm and serenity to us.
Yes.
So, but let's look at some headlines. There's some big news this week.
Yes. Let's start with Amazon. We are 2 episodes away from the end of The Boys, but they have already announced a 3rd season and a spinoff. That's right. We're going to Vought College, apparently. Superhero College is The Boys spinoff series. It's been ordered straight to series. I'm really excited about it. How you feeling?
I'm really excited about it. I'm really enjoying everything about The Boys in general. There's definitely some episodes that really go a little over the line of my comfort zone, but I like that they're doing that, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely. Amazon is also, speaking of going over our comfort zone, has secretly picked up Borat 2. That's right. Borat 2 was shot and exists and is ready to go. If you don't know what that is.
Just saying, no one asked for that.
No one asked for it. And if you don't know what Borat is, then you're too young. But Borat 2, well, yep.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on from that news, Disney Plus has some exciting Marvel news this week. It's not official news, but Deadline, Variety, all the main trades are talking about it. So it's as close to official as we can get, which means that we've got a Nick Fury series being developed with Samuel L. Jackson reprising his role as Nick Fury, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah, I know it's still just a rumor, but I'd watch it. I'd definitely watch it.
Definitely. And then the Moon Knight series, which is actually happening, this is a confirmed MCU's coming to Disney Plus series, is eyeing Keanu Reeves for the title role.
I mean, it feels right that he should join the MCU.
Definitely. I would agree. At some point, it was inevitable.
Yes.
Yes. And on HBO Max had big news this week, a new production announcement for a feature film that they are creating as a Max original called No Sudden Move. Starts production, actually just started a couple days ago in Detroit. It's from Oscar and Emmy-winning filmmaker Steven Soderbergh. It's got an incredible cast like Don Cheadle, Benicio del Toro, Ray Liotta, Brendan Fraser. It keeps going. And it's set in 1955. I'm a sucker for a good period piece. And it's about a group of small-time criminals that are hired to seek out what they think is a simple document. Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds like something I would definitely watch. Speaking of things I'm definitely going to watch, let's head over to Netflix.
Oh my God, Netflix. We love you. Thank you for the best gift of 2020 this week. So it didn't drop on Netflix, the app, but it dropped on Netflix's Facebook and YouTube. And we got a Father of the Bride Part 3-ish, literally, because it's just a short little thing. But it was their version of the Banks family and where they currently are in 2020, how they're dealing with the pandemic. And yes, there is another wedding.
Shocker. I'm really looking forward to everyone seeing that. I love Father of the Bride. I think this is a really great addition to 2020.
Absolutely. And I can always use more Steve Martin and Martin Short in my life.
Absolutely. Also, Netflix has picked up a bunch of properties. They got the rights to Conan the Barbarian. They got the rights to all of Roald Dahl's properties, all of his books, which is incredible.
The Chronicles of Narnia books.
Yes. And also a comic property as well. So they are just, buying up all the nerd properties that they can.
We didn't have enough content as is. We needed more. Netflix really, they've got an amazing business-minded, brain over there. I'm going to call it a brain trust of just everyone over there. They know what they're doing. And, these moves are incredible.
Yes. Speaking of incredible moves, Peacock has announced the date for the Saved by the Bell series, November 25th. That's right, Thanksgiving. We are getting Saved by the Bell over on Peacock.
Which I do believe, and I could be wrong, I do believe this is the first scripted original that was actually designed and made for Peacock to finally come out on the platform. We've gotten a bunch of stuff that they've bought from international properties so far that have already aired in other countries. We've had some unscripted originals that have dropped in late night talk forms, but this is their first scripted sitcom. I'm excited. I was a huge Saved by the Bell fan. So you'll get ready to binge on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's perfect timing. And that's all of our headlines for this week. Until next week, thank you so much for joining us. Please make sure you have liked this video and subscribed to That Hashtag Show so you don't miss a thing.